Yo, what's poppin', Crew Nation? You already know who it is, what it is, and what we do, baby. It is your boy Jay, and today we are here to talk about Chance the Rapper. Now, why are we here to talk about Chance the Rapper? Because it has just been announced that Chance the Rapper is officially going to be headlining a Christian event, along with Grammy Award winner and Maverick City's own Chandler Moore and Multi-Dove Award winning Carrie Joe. And there's a lot of people upset and mad at this. And I'm here to try to figure out why. Well, I mean, I guess I have the why. You made the why very loud. You know, you don't mix light with the dark and insert your favorite Christian cliche here. But a lot of people are upset that Chance the Rapper's name has been mentioned next to and is allegedly headlining this Christian event. And you could just imagine the comments, right? Oh, I thought this was a Christian event. Oh, fill the seats. Oh, is God's name not enough? Like, y'all know. And as I started to look through these, I'm like, yo, this is kind of crazy. Now, me personally, I'm excited Chance the Rapper is going to be there. Matter of fact, let me not even play with y'all. I got my free tickets because of Chance the Rapper, not because of Chandler Moore, not because of Carrie Joe, because of Chance the Rapper. I said I was going to make sure I was going to be in attendance. So look, I'm just going to tell y'all the real when it comes to that. But a lot of other people are very upset that this guy is going to be a part of this event. And I knew that this was going to come. Like, I actually couldn't wait to see some of the comments just to, you know, have a good laugh. But what I've noticed about reading these comments is, the obvious Christian cliches, but a lot of the people are mad and upset just like based off his name. No one has ever bothered to listen to his music. No one knows him outside of the fact that he has the rapper in his name. My thing is, this isn't really confusing to me, and probably won't be confusing to the majority of Christian hip hop, especially when we're talking about Chance the Rapper, because we listen to his music and know, if you know anything about Chance the Rapper, he's always been forward about his faith. And even more now, like, he would talk about his grandmother and talk about, that kind of being his gateway, or that being his experience with church. But once he released the Coloring Book, like, to him, that was a Christian album. And then he released The Big Day, and that was all about his marriage and life and faith. So those within the Christian rap community, and I would say those who go to an elevation or transformation type environment, those people probably understand this a bit more. I mean, those group of people are a bit more progressive anyways, right? They're okay with change. They understand a little bit more nuance. They understand that everything isn't black and white. So they don't have an issue with this. And you can tell this just by looking at the Instagram comments, right? And who uses Instagram? Those that I just mentioned. But there's always going to be the traditionalists, and these are the ones that are really complaining about this. See, my thing is that there's a conversation there. Like, for whatever reason, y'all think that, y'all are treating this as if Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion is doing a one night only performance of WAP. Like, that's not what this is. That's not what this is. They really chose the safe option when it comes to this. And you all chose to be upset. He speaks about his faith. He's very forward about his faith. He goes on live television and mentions the name of Jesus. He talks about his faith in interviews. This is what Chance the Rapper does, for those of you all who don't know. But understand, with this being an event and the type of event that it is, you don't believe that there was some kind of conversation to be had? You really think they invited Chance the Rapper and was like, yo, Chance, come and do this concert, and was like, hey, do you, nigga? Like, my guy, do the classics. Like, do y'all really believe that was what this was? I'm sure that there was a conversation had where they were like, yo, Chance, hey, love you. You're one of the most marketable hip hop artists in mainstream rap right now. I doubt they said that, but he is. That's the reason why he's here. But whatever. So we know that you speak about your faith, or, you know, the kids that are running this, they kind of said that you are the favorite amongst most of the kids on campus. You know, even people in our Christian organization, they like listening to you. In our Christian group, our Fellowship of Christian Athletes, you know, they love listening to you, Chance the Rapper. We always hear your name. You know, would you mind performing? You know, this is a Christian event. There are other Christian artists here. How would a set, you know, go? Or, you know, keep it clean. Like, there's no way there was no conversation had before. And they're like, hey, don't perform same drugs. We know they want that, but don't perform that. Make sure, you know, bleep out some of the curse words. Everything is good. Because I have faith in this Christian organization that they would have the wherewithal to do something like that. They did their research on Chandler Moore. They did their research on Carrie Job, and I'm sure that they did their research on Chance the Rapper. Unfortunately, the people that are complaining hasn't. And that's what happens in these situations. You know, another point I would add is that, guys, this is where we are now. Everybody is religious now. Everybody, or it's cool to be religious now. It's cool to be outward with your faith now. While there are plenty of artists who have done these things throughout their careers, one I like to say is Missy Elliott. You was going to find her on a Clark Sisters record, right? But once Kanye West started doing Sunday service and he released Jesus is King, and that trilogy, Jesus is King, Jesus is Born, Donda 1, I mean, I don't really count Donda 2. Once he did that, it was okay to be outward with your faith, even though he had been doing it. But if you just pay attention, you see what's happening to formerly known as Black China. You see these transformations that a lot of people are doing and being public about them. There's this resurgence of this going on. So with that being said, there's this revival, if you will, of this going on. So it should be no surprise that people are now wanting to figure out a way to merge, in the famous words of Goat Cray, righteous and ratchet. Some would say sacred and secular. And that's the reason why you are starting to see a lot of these things coincide. Chance the Rapper being at this event. It was just announced that Pharrell, while throwing the Something in the Water Festival in Virginia, he's going to also have pop-up church at this same event. And it is featuring people like Lecrae, Kirk Franklin, Corinne Hawthorne, Todd Tribbett. Like, it's featuring big, I think Chandler Moore is going to be a part of that too. Like, it's featuring the who's who within gospel music, CCM, rap, Christian hip hop. Like, come on. And that's being done at the Something in the Water Festival. Like, they're going to be performing at the same event that Wayne, Uzi, Dirk are all performing at. This is so that everybody, like, they're putting on their own quote unquote gospel festival, right? Or Christian festival. That's what that is. And it's just going to get bigger, and it's going to get bigger, and it's going to get bigger. And there's nothing that is going to change that. Your opinion and your loudness isn't going to change that. Because this is what is happening now. I get those who want to enjoy a Christian event and not have to, according to them, compromise, right? I get it. And there are going to continue to be events held to that stature. But when we talk about music, guys, it's universal. It is the one language that both Christians and non-Christians understand. They speak the same language. This is the reason why R&B sounds like gospel and gospel sounds like R&B. Not so much anymore. But Christian R&B sounds like mainstream R&B. And mainstream R&B sounds like Christian R&B. Christian hip hop sounds literally perpendicular to rap, to mainstream hip hop. Gospel is mainstream. It's commercial. CCM is commercial. Like they're playing CCM radio stations in Walmart. So with it being as big as it is, these things were bound to happen. And those who are really plugged into the music industry, when we talk about someone like Pharrell, these people have already crossed paths. Some of these people have already met, and he knows music. This is what happens. So they're going to continue to have these festivals, and they're going to continue to kind of merge that. And if you don't want, like, I get it. I understand. But this is beneficial. You were saying seat filler? Yeah. Get everybody there and tell them about the gospel of Jesus Christ. Let them worship. It's okay. Things do not always have to be mutually exclusive. I also found out that he's like, his name is obviously the biggest name on there, but he's not technically headlining. He is the last act, so that all those who do not agree with Chance the Rapper being there and performing do not have to stay. And all those who like his music will be welcomed to stay and enjoy Chance the Rapper after they have received a worship experience. That's how you get those who don't know nothing about God in a place to hear about God. Like, isn't that the mission? Chandler Moore just got off tour. Did you go to that? You had a chance to go to that. That was all about him and Kirk. Or them and Kirk. Like, that was a mutually exclusive Christian concert. Did you go? This is different. And I don't think it warrants all of the flack that it is receiving. I think their goal is very clear. This is just where society is now. Especially since more people are being open about their faith in music, in movies, in mainstream media. And when you have that, me personally, I think it's dope. I have no complaints. But this is how the industry is. Let's start there. Everything is intertwined. Everything is intermingled. Capitol has a Christian music division. There are mainstream artists making Christian records. Snoop did it. Ye did it. There are Christian hip hop artists who are making music not necessarily intended for the church. Shouts out Paris. Shouts out Emmanuel the Prophet. Shouts out Reconcile. In the end, guys, this is actually something that should be celebrated. Because where else or what other situation can you get a gathering of people together that may not know Jesus or even want to know Jesus? If given the opportunity, would never go to church. God is able to be shown in places like this. And no one cares as much or doesn't feel forced in any way because they listen to a lot of these artists as well. That's the universal way to speak to them, through music. And they already listen. They already support this thought process that you guys have in your head that only Christians support Christians. Like, that's not true. There are a lot of non-Christians that support Christians and a lot of Christians that support non-Christians. So there was bound to be a way where two sides would be able to merge and be able to communicate and be able to speak. And while traditional church does an excellent job of outreach and finding the lost and counting how many souls they've saved that day and that year, great things, community outreach, there's still some people that by itself it cannot reach. Am I saying that God can't do it? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that in today's time, less and less of those people that you are trying to reach are coming to church. It's a dub. It's a dub for the kingdom. I mean, it is what it is, because you're going to get there. You're going to get them there. You get to share the gospel in whatever form that you share it and have a good time as well. And you don't have to experience the dark side if you don't want to. Like, since that's what it seems like. Like, I believe the pop-up church event is on a different day and time as the actual festival. It's a part of the festival, but I believe it's on a different date and time than the actual Something in the Water festival. And as I told you about the other event, the Chance the Rapper is headlining. Technically, he's not headlining, and you have your chance to leave that event before they even get to Chance. But I know what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna stay. Why y'all gonna stay? So y'all can try to say something about that's why they shouldn't have had it there. But they gave y'all the opportunity, man. You already know who it is, what it is, and what we do, baby. It's your boy Jay, and it's on.